You wanna just go to the thing?
To the what?
Go to the thing.
The
We're
what
live, by the
thing?
way. We started. We started.
That's great.
Yeah.
Go post the link on /B and ask people to
Fuck no.
troll us.
Uh,
Yeah, but
how do I change my profile picture? Oh, I should close that. Oh, that's sensitive data.
dude, you should totally do
Uh,
that.
yeah, man.
Send the link on /B and just
No.
as a challenge. Give him a challenge. Or /poll, like, if you prefer that crowd. I don't know if you can post Discord links anymore. And, cause fundamentally, right, they had the ban wave. I remember when I could advertise my own server on there, but,
dude, how do I change my
eventually
profile picture again?
on, Discord.
Yeah, I just remembered that I'm an idiot.
User settings, profile. You should see it.
I didn't remember that I'm an idiot, but I am an idiot.
Bottom left.
Oh, I have to disable streamer mode. I am an idiot.
Okay. Be careful, Jack. Be careful.
I'll be careful.
Isn't Jack that guy on the Titanic that like,
I'm
gets
being
drowned?
prematurely. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah,
But
man.
you being prematurely does not cancel out your name.
Wait, where is this? Am I retarded?
Yes. User
Okay,
user settings.
That was retarded. User setting. Where is users? Oh, user settings.
Bottom left, cog.
Oh, I am retarded. I figured out how to do it.
You were waiting
So
to
streamer
comment.
mode was enabled, and I thought I disabled it because I clicked the thing, but I clicked the wrong thing.
Indeed.
Alright,
So,
change avatar. Let's
what are
change
you
the
gonna
avatar
change it
to something.
What are you gonna change it to?
Who really knows?
I don't. Well, you might. I assume.
Oh, who knows? Maybe I do.
Or maybe you don't.
I actually don't know what the old avatar was.
I don't think you had one on the old one.
Oh, okay. That
Sorry.
would also maybe make sense.
Yeah, so
You're
find
all-
yourself an avatar, and I have a few that I use, and I can give you some if you like. I have more than
How's this?
gay looking. It doesn't even have the neck straight on it. Like I don't like the blue part. Normally, it's not slanted. It's not. I don't think it's in a diagonal, right? Or am I crazy? I might be crazy.
You might be a little crazy, yeah.
I mean, it's not bad. It's a start. Have you ever considered duck?
Ooh, not bad.
Duck is an okay one that I occasionally use. Retarded cat. Retarded cat is a primal. It's great real estate. Or meme estate. I don't know if there's an investment system.
I'll tell you what. I'm gonna use picture of a ghost.
Okay, that'll do. That'll do, pig. That'll do. It's a quote. No, I'm not calling you a pig.
I just realized that I based the settings for the window on having the streamer mode notification at the top, offsetting everything. So I kind of fucked everything up.
Can't you turn streamer mode back on now that you've...
I did turn it on,
profile?
and it's got a notification that I'm supposed to click the X on, but I'm not going to because it'll fuck up the settings.
Okay.
I'm fucking dying. Alright, who are we, what are we doing? What?
I assume we're talking about, cartoons.
What, cartoons?
China.
What are those? China! Ooh, that's my favorite
Yeah.
Japan.
The red...
Give
Can't
me
really call them
something to
the reds
draw.
anymore.
I'm gonna draw
They're
a cat.
pretty red.
Alright.
Okay, so from the Red Nation.
The Red Nation was...
Fire Nation.
Oh, fuck. Are they attacking? How
Yeah, I
do you
don't
like
know.
my cat?
They have the Red Association anymore?
The Red Association?
Were they ever part of the Red Scare?
I don't know.
assume they were.
How do you like
I don't
my
know the
cat?
exact.
It's on the stream.
I don't have the stream open.
Open the stream.
I don't know what the name is. That's the thing.
Oh yeah, welcome back. This is All's Fair in Waifu Warfare Season 2. Sorry if you missed the first season. There was 2 episodes. The first one was lost. One person saw about a quarter of it.
Show. It's a real consistent show.
Yeah. This show will air about twice every 8 months. And also every Friday at 11 p.m. PST.
Right. Anytime we changed people talking, let's leave a slight pause so you don't talk over each other. Like that. Okay, good.
I actually have no idea if this sounds okay, so there's gonna be some loop back for a moment.
What's it called? Can you remind me what the name is?
I actually have no idea if this sounds... That's why I did that thing. The sound's alright. You're quieter than me as usual, but that's okay. Because you deserve to be quiet.
Well, back to the kitchen, right? Haha. Haha. So what? If I
All's
may,
Fair in Waifu
is the
Warfare.
actual stream name? Can you tell me?
I can just link it to you.
Thank God for that.
Yeah, man.
Are you? Is this an IRL stream or is this a talk? What did you exactly label?
Oh,
it
I forgot to tag it. I'm glad we have so many viewers.
I know, right?
I wonder whose fault that is. You can just thank good old me for doing everything properly, you know?
I like the format.
Yeah.
The stream does not load for me.
Oh,
there's only a 1080p.
Oh! You can't load the 1080p stream.
I cannot load the 1080p stream. You are correct.
I bet I could lower the bitrate temporarily.
You could lower the bitrate.
Just so you can see this cat.
Is there ever
wait, can you see the cat? Can you see the cat?
I can. It's
it doesn't
terrifying.
That's the important part.
Terrifying cat. Like, that's what I'll tell you.
That's what this stream's about. This isn't. That's definitely what the stream is about. Nothing else.
So yeah, Jesus, what a sidetrack. How did we ever escape that? It's like a black hole that we've just gotten absorbed into. Yay or nay, am I right? So...
Oh, nay.
Nay, of course, nay.
Nay.
I wish we'd have like a 480 option in there. No?
I've just noticed that nobody saw our second episode. Literally nobody.
That's good.
It's also on Twitch.
We should do a better job of. We should be like a first advertisement stream. How do we reach the people, folk? How about snarky YouTube comments?
First.
Yeah, but you can't really get people live that way.
Blue shell, man. Blue shell.
I don't know. I like the idea of user debates.
How do I do anything on this thing again?
On OBS?
No,
or
on
like
Twitch.
Just go into
how
settings.
How do I set a category? I'm in settings. It's the wrong section. I forgot.
At the bottom, there should be like an edit
couch
option.
Page. That's the wrong thing too.
Yeah, there should be an edit page or like an edit portion outside of the stream.
Wait, I just remembered how I can get to it through a completely different method, I think. I can click on my name in... or our name, I don't know. This is... Edit. Streaming.
Yes.
Talk shows. Show me communities.
Show me what you got.
Alright, what community are we gonna shield to?
Any of
channels? Nope.
Any of the cool ones. You know, the cool kids, the hipsters.
No, we could go under drawing.
Go to drawing and programming. Jack, drawing and programming. This is perfect. You get the two most niche groups on Twitch.
What are we streaming? We're streaming IRL.
Yeah, pretty much IRL.
Not
like,
really.
there's no
Okay, we're streaming anime.
I guess we are.
We're streaming Animal Crossing.
Yeah, man.
What is anime?
Maybe we should do this. Maybe we should do this over VR chat.
Yeah,
Like
actually, that's not a bad idea.
I mean, I'm just not even as a replacement for just maybe answers. No, I'm just saying though, like we could just go into it like that. Because then we can have
what communities
user
are we
interaction.
part of? Is there a podcast community? By the way, this is a podcast. Welcome back.
I guess it is. You can very easily become anything else.
I think it's technically a podcast.
I mean, sure. We don't really have a subject to be talking for indiscriminate amounts of time.
Do we have a
each
viewer,
time,
or is that you?
I think that's me. Because I feel like if somebody... you have to have some preliminary numbers.
So this is episode 2.1. Grancrest Senki... Question mark.
Are you actually question-marking that much about it?
I mean, is it? Is it Grancrest Senki? Question mark.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't save my changes.
I believe that's the case.
I didn't save any of my changes.
Jesus. There should be a save button or like an apply thing, I think. Might have missed it.
I hit done. Does that...
That's unfortunate. I'll be back
There's
in
no
1
save
second.
It saved at that time. Alright. This is a pretty long second, but I'm gonna let it slide.
We should though. I don't know. We could do this over VR chat. That way we can maybe get like just as a start. Now we get a game in the background too. That'd be an easy way to go about it. Comparatively, I don't really mind the podcast.
Alright, I've colored my cat. So what did you think of Grancrest Senki?
I think it's the least aggressively bad show this season. You know what I mean? You know how there's some things that are aggressively disappointing? Like you go into them and you're like...
I wonder if we plan to do episode 3 on any of those.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying though, like... You ever seen, like... I don't know, Higurashi or something, and you're like... There's just nothing happening.
Fuck you.
There's just nothing happening. You're like... What's wrong here? Or if you watch, like, Violet Evergarden, you're like... It's really pretty, and they put a lot of work into this. Maybe something should be happening, you know? I'm not saying the pacing is off, I'm just saying
wait, what if that something was what happened in, you know...
In separate realities, sure.
No,
sure.
I was gonna say, Manga Sensei, you know?
Look, I think...
is it always good for things to happen?
Yes. Because even if it's bad things happening, you can at least say that they're bad. If it doesn't show its hand, it's like... You have to wait. Like, Recreators? I would have liked if... I would have liked if
Hold on, I'm dying. Wait.
Okay. You okay?
No, let's keep going. Alright, what?
Right. I would have liked if Free Creators showed its hand earlier. That's all I'm gonna say. Because you had to
It
sit
had a
through a lot
hand?
of...
What?
Yeah, no, it had like, it was like a self-critique of the industry or of creation.
I thought it was just a bunch of retards making up shit as they went along.
That's what you think from the start. You think this is gonna be Fate, and cooler, niftier, grittier, maybe.
I guess that is what Fate was, huh?
I mean, somewhat. This was like untethered Fate. Like, you didn't have the overarching like ideas of like a grail and stuff, rules. I mean, look, at the end, if you haven't seen it, they all
I watched like the first half and then gave up.
Yeah, no, it's a fair proposition, but you give up on a lot of things halfway through. So
that is very true. I've given up on a lot of things right before the end too.
Yeah. So let me spoil you on the ending.
Sounds good.
It's not the ending. The ending fight is garbage. Not because it's not flashy or looks bad, but I'm not even talking about that. The ending itself is past the climax, and what it is everyone that's kind of cool, they all walk into a blue metal meat grinder. It's not like they go back to their own world or reality. No, she's just killed.
Did they know that was happening?
Yeah, I think it's a massive plot hole. Because they can't. Because the idea is they're like book characters and stuff and media characters, right? Yeah. But it's not like they can return to their own timelines and suddenly gain agency again, right? So instead, they make a suicide pact.
What the fuck?
It basically amounts to a suicide pact.
I wish I could kill myself. What?
No, but it's actually what happens. It's actually how they end the story. Is like, and it's not like they go back to their own world. It's like, no, they're just dead now.
They're okay.
Yeah, there's no.
I think we just spoiled everyone who never watches this show on Recreators on an episode of a Grancrest Senki already.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Spoiler warning, by the way. Hey man, if you're talking about trash, it's okay.
Yeah, I think so. Because here's the silver lining. Those people that walked into the blue metal meat grinder had no problem staying in like the normie world. They even liked it. And here's the thing: not all of them had to go into the metal meat grinder. The person that created the blue metal meat grinder with particles. It's like a circle thing. They always have circle rings of something. It's never like anything special or particular. It's always some intricate blue ring that spews some bullshit when the plot requires it. You know, it's not really anything special. And like one of the characters is just like not there at the end. It just doesn't exist. Probably became like the female Wolf of Wall Street, and it's bizarre because it's not addressed, and it's more bizarre because they all walked into the metal meat grinder, and that's it. There's no like, it's not like they take over their stories once they come back, knowing all the information they have from the real world.
They were never really alive to begin with, right?
They became alive once, you know. But anyways, the record of the show we're currently discussing is not aggressively bad. Agree or disagree?
From what I've seen so far, it is not aggressively bad. It's aggressively completely pointless. It is passively bad.
Yeah, I would say it's passively bad. I think it's a lot better than passively irritating or passively like if you're generic but you're like you want to be cool about it. I think that gets really on my nerves really quickly. Like a cliche that's like a walking cliche that's like tipping its fedora to everyone it sees. That's what Darling in the Franxx is for me. Have you seen that yet?
Nope.
It's like every other show that Trigger's done. and back when they were Evangelion. But it
Mine
was
was
like
triggering Evangelion. What the fuck?
yeah, no, a bunch of didn't you know Gainax guys went to make Trigger? Anyways, it's like those guys. It's got like
I did know that, but
yeah. Anyways, yeah.
Whatever. Okay, whatever.
So I'm comparing and contrasting the two. See, Darling the Franxx has like one good character in it so far, and no promise of anything better. Yeah, I don't know. It's not really as cool as Lagan ever was, or has that massive world scale, or any of the interesting characters right off the top that aren't like obnoxiously eccentric, if you will. Yeah, it's not kill a kill. Like the fight wasn't that cool, I'm gonna be honest with you. Or the world as interesting, setting wise. It wasn't Evangelion. It was no. Yeah, you don't really go into any interesting psychological areas with it. It's just kind of pretentious on that regard. It's got this fantastic metaphor about a creature that doesn't actually exist, and it needs two heads to fly. Like, ooh. Those mechs with two people inside of them sure aren't gonna pilot themselves. It's just a really bad first episode. It's a really bad show. Or, like, it's a bad show so far. Like everybody's like, it's gonna, like, half of why people think it's gonna get better is tied to that gets better, you know. If it ended at 1, it's such an incomplete introduction. It's so dull. It gives you almost nothing to go off of. Compared to like Made in the Abyss, you had like major character introductions. You had a great world. You had a mystery to solve. You had a bunch of things, you know. You had a bunch of things that didn't feel tacked on or
until
borrowed.
Later,
anyway. I think even later it was still pretty original and in its delivery. It's not something like if you went into it, I don't think you would readily expect at each point where it would go. I mean, maybe
I did go into it, and I didn't. You're right. I did not expect it to become really mediocre in the middle.
I don't think it became mediocre. I just think people like wanted some crazy thing to happen. I think it continued fleshing out its world.
Jesus fuck.
Like I want to toss it up to the setting and maybe the pacing a little bit. But I think it played like if it went any faster, or any like flashier, I think it would have taken away from a lot of what happens later on. Honestly, I think
maybe they would have had time for, you know, the totally finished source material.
No, not at all. I've gone through it. They would have been in like an offhanded spot. It's pretty much.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Have you read it?
Yeah, I'm caught up as of like.
You think they would have been able to go all the way down to the to the fight?
Nope.
No? I don't think. I think they would have been caught like somewhere in that little like second arc before they go down the elevator, and that would have been like incomplete because there's 3 segmented portions to the main storyline so far.
Like most of the fucking arc that comes after that is kind of really slow.
Yeah. Well,
it's
good though. I think it's really fresh. I think it's in 3 parts.
Maybe the translations I read were just literal garbage.
Maybe, but I'm gonna
go very hard to figure out what the fuck was going on.
A lot was happening, kind of, and a lot of it was pretty nebulous.
Maybe you also read the same garbage translations.
I don't know if it was a translation or like that it was getting kind of abstract.
I'll have you know I actually read it in the original Chinese.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it ended in a really good spot. I think the sacrifice of that slightly slower middle was just that maybe they couldn't fill it up with something that fit better than if they had stuck something to quicken it up or make it faster. Or cut it down, because like it ended in almost a perfect spot. you had an adventure bad guy at the end. You had like a contending flick. You had the beginnings of like something you'd want to get into with another core, right? But they didn't. But like, they ended on almost a perfect spot, I think.
Yeah, speaking of things that ended in a perfect spot, Grancrest Senki, episode 1. What did you think of that ending where just this guy that has green hair has the kingdom now?
I really like it, actually.
Should we summarize episode 1? Maybe? Okay.
Well, here's the thing, Jack,
I wrote down a summary, actually. I could open it up.
Well, you're literally watching Cliff Notes.
I could paste it in Paint.
But you're watching Cliff Notes of it. I mean, that's the best way I could describe it. Do you think this is Cliff Notes? I think for the 20 minutes is Cliff Notes of what's probably about 6 episodes. Maybe not, maybe 3.
But you're saying we're making Cliff Notes right now, and I can tell you this is not as fast as...
Okay. I'm saying the show's Cliff Notes. Like the scenes aren't all that fleshed out, and they happen like snap, boom, snap, boom, snap. Boom.
That is very true.
It's like it sets it up. It does a very quick introduction to the events. It doesn't push for like tense anticipation. It doesn't go.
Someone's gonna be able to read that on stream in like 10 years.
It doesn't go into heavy exposition. It doesn't go into anything that's particularly information dense, right? Like it sets up a conflict. It kind of goes through it. Characters are lightly built up. Like it's not impressive, right? But it does do a solid job. That's the thing. Like I can virtually break down exactly everything that happened, and it's like you can get it down.
I did break down exactly everything that happened, and it's on stream. That's like the first quarter of the episode.
But I don't think it's just the first quarter. Like you could do everything.
That's like the opening scene-ish? Oh no, it's not even... It's like the first half of the opening scene. Okay. Dude, half my notes are the opening scene.
I can go past the opening scene. It's real simple, actually. Like, it's like... there's
oh yeah, I took too many notes. Very much so. I just took that off screen. Someone's gonna get it.
The first... Like if you were to write out Cliff Notes for this, it would last you like maybe 200 words max. It's just that simple. 2 kingdoms, girl and a boy, and it's really not that fleshed out. Like it doesn't really go into that much.
It is 2 boys.
Boy, yeah, I guess one doesn't really get that.
Oh no, you're talking about the opening scene, never mind.
Well, in the opening scene, it's like
there's 3 boys in the opening scene. One of them's getting married, and 2 of them are not fighting? I don't know.
Okay, it's okay. There's a peace agreement happening in the first scene. It's real simple. They're gonna, I don't know. They're gonna
it's real simple until none of it makes sense at all.
No, it still makes sense. It just doesn't explain any of it. It's like okay.
That's generally what not making sense means.
No, like sometimes like it doesn't make sense. Like you don't even know what's happening. You
know
exactly what's happening, but you
Some
don't know any of the
random-ass dark force came out of nowhere and broke everything, and then now there's an alliance broken. Except one of the people in the alliance was called the Alliance, and it's confusing.
Yeah, one's the Alliance and the other's like something else.
I couldn't tell if this thing was a particle on my screen or something I drew on.
So you get like introduction to crests.
Wait, no, it's a particle on my screen. Okay. Or I mean, it's something I drew on. Same thing. Okay, whatever. Sorry, continue on.
No, it's okay. What were you saying?
What?
What were you saying? Sure.
I was just talking about how, you know, there's this person, and they're in a cart, and then they're just going somewhere, and then they have this black dude leading their horse, and then And then they're stopped by a bunch of guards, and then this other guy comes up with green hair, and he says, like, fuck off, yo, I got this, even though he's completely unnecessary, and, you know, exactly.
Right, here's what I was talking about.
And then they take over the castle. Because that's the...
No, I don't think they take... Oh, they do take over the castle at the end. It's actually 3 scenes. 4.
There's 3 scenes, yes.
4.
4? What's the 4th one?
The scene at the beginning...
Oh, there's a scene at the very end, too, if you count that.
I'm not going to count that. That's really
okay.
minor. But there's the meeting, the peace ceremony at the beginning. Keep, where it just gets interrupted and it's thrown into war. You have the scene with the carriage and the green dude's introduction. It's like, oh yeah, he's got like one of those meeting press, and like, there's something near like the beginnings of a dynamic between the two. You got a fight with a baddie, and well, actually, it's kind of you see. Here's the thing that comes to it when it's not aggressively bad. This protagonist, not aggressively bad, passive, but he's not so cliched as to be ridiculous. You know, he's not so whiny or indecisive. He's just like he's okay. You know, he's like your buddy Bob. You know, his name is Bob.
I don't know any Bobs.
I know a Bob. It's a pretty generic name.
Okay.
I think. But yeah, it's just like he's like an everyman, you know, and an everyman's not wrong, but he's not like the cliched, whiny, like or overpowered. Here's the fun part. He isn't overpowered. How's that for a change?
No, he's just like moderately powered.
Yeah, he's like moderately powered for his context.
Yeah, this is pre-meta light novel material here. Classic.
Exactly. This is fantasy.
This is when it was just like pulp fiction instead of meta garbage.
This was before you had every guy that like has some secret thing that makes him special. Like,
I mean, as far as we know, you didn't watch episode 2, did you?
Not. I did.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Yeah, so like I don't think he does.
So what's the 4th scene? What? There's the thing in the castle after that where they just take over everything.
So scene 2 is when he's like he scares the dudes or whatever. He's like, "Are you okay?"
I might be exaggerating my coughs a little bit, you know. No, actually, I'm dying.
Why are you coughing?
Sorry, continue on.
Yeah. So first scene, introduction, peace. Second scene. Green dude scares some dudes off, and in that scene you have like the whole like she doesn't like this guy or whatever, this guy that she's supposed to enter into service with, and so the third scene is the fight where she's
Wait, like, was the fight not in the same room? What?
It's very close. Like if you put them on a timeline, 1 and 4 are really far out, whereas 2 and 3 are really close together, but they.
Wait, 3 and 4 took place in the same room then? What?
No. 3 and 2 is where he steps in for the mercenaries, right?
Yeah.
3 is the scene is the scene shortly after where like past the introductions between the two. There's the fight with the lizard thing.
Oh, you're counting that as a separate scene. Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Sure.
Here's why. Because it's past like it. I just see it as the end of like the base character introduction, where it's like, and then she summons, and she's like, it's kind of an interesting scene because it's her messing with him in a really kind of dastardly, but also a bit of a charming way. It shows a lot of personality. It's like I'm gonna seek this monster. Like, he doesn't even really beat it. He tries his best. And he barely succeeds. And that's kind of exactly...
I remember this. It was so forgettable that I just wiped it from everything
I think that's good. I think the fact that it's, like, forgettable is better than him, like, a lizard? Let me just cut you into 2 pieces with 1 blow. And, like, he shatters the landscape or some shit. Or he, like, outsmarts it. He starts talking lizard and confuses it. Or he, like... jumps over its head and ties a blindfold around it, and he's like, lizards have shitty hearing. I'll be able to... You know, it's better than any of those contingencies where he gets this imaginary upper hand, you know? But he's also not so ridiculously weak that he, like, gets bailed out by either his own secret knowledge or some shit, or something else, you know? Because it doesn't, it falls in, like an awkward middle, you get this nice sort of, he's struggling and he overcomes it by an inch of his hair, you know? It's not a very memorable scene, right? But it's a decent...
I'm sorry, I just revived
first conflict. Yeah?
Yeah. It's taking on a new form. Alright, anyway.
Yeah. And so scene 4, after he kills the lizard, is like the weirdest pacing thing in the world. Because he just takes over a keep. He just does. Like, there's no... I mean, you kind of understand how it happens, what have you. And, yeah.
It doesn't really make sense, but it's close enough.
I mean, I think it makes sense.
It sort of makes sense, in that it doesn't really make sense.
Like had you had like 5 minutes of anything...
It makes sense if you don't think about it too much. But, like, I mean, this guy just owns a castle and a kingdom by the end of the episode.
Yeah, like...
And then he immediately decides to ally with the enemy in, like, the other country.
Does he?
Yeah.
I don't remember that part.
He's like, oh, I'm gonna join the Alliance. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, man? Like, we're surrounded by the enemies of the Alliance. And then the Alliance is, like, not an alliance, it's, like, actually just an anti-alliance.
I think the girl suggests that, though. I don't think
but the girl's the one really in charge.
Yeah, so she's, like, the mind of the operation, that's why.
She has her own,
like, thing, though.
So she's in charge.
She's interesting, but not, like, so interesting that, like...
it's just in like... case the FBI comes after me in 20 years for that was a joke.
What'd you say?
What? I said just in case the FBI comes after me in 20 years for that. I just burned a carcass. What?
Okay. I don't know, I think the development is tied, like, development and plot power is kind of tied between the two. So, like, it reaches an area where it's sort of balanced. It's not so aggressively, like, cliched that it's like, makes you vomit. Or, like, it's cringy or whatever. But it's not so excellent in anything that really stands out. It's kind of, like, generic, but it's not aggressively bad. It's at times bad and at times good, but it's not aggressively bad. It's not like an aggressive disappointment like some of the other, like Darling in the Franxx, for example. I think Darling in the Franxx is one of the worst. I thought that had a really good first episode, actually.
Yeah, I know you did.
Yeah. Oh,
that's why I'm bashing on it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that was aggressively bad either. I don't think it was particularly excellent, right? But I don't think it had the same big flaws. The fan service was never that bad, or that, like, or as intrusive as a lot of other hits or whatever, or what have you. I don't think the characters were as cliched as you could have them.
Oh, interesting story. The reason that episode that we talked about Suka on doesn't exist is because the hard drive I had it on died. Guess where the hard drive was from?
I don't know.
NCIX, which recently closed down.
Damn.
Yeah.
Pyramid schemes.
Yeah.
Man, that's my thoughts on it. I think
so I've got this check here. Can you buy this check and then, like, buy it from me, and then you can sell it to your friend twice.
What?
And then you'll get more money in the end. Trust me.
I don't know if that's...
That's exactly how that works. Trust me.
I think I might avoid that check, by the way. It might be cursed or something.
You only need to cut your finger on it in order for it to be sealed. And then take a piece of this person that you rip in half. And then draw a circle on the ground in chalk.
But anyway, Anyways, Grancrest is what probably the name should be instead of whatever butchery it is. So, yeah, what did you think of it? You haven't really been talking that much.
No, I've been drawing my thoughts on it.
It's kind of, you've got a clown, leg-faced, I think.
This is blue thing.
You got a kingdom, I think, like one of those maps, or...
This is a being prematurely original. You can,
A lot of dicks, too.
How much more money do I need for school? 50 million? 50 million is probably enough. 50 million rupees in Zelda currency, not like the real ones.
Not like Indian rupees, yeah. So like, what did you actually think of it? You can't be the only one commenting on it. Come on.
Yeah, you can.
Trying not to. So you watched it, right?
Yeah. So, oh yeah, so I noticed that it seemed like the black dude had exactly one line after the green guy was introduced. I thought that was kind of funny.
True. Yeah, you're pretty correct with that.
Yeah.
I think the plot moves so quickly, all the others are cut. So what else do you think?
I'm really thinking about this blue.
Did you catch the amazing midriff?
The amazing midriff.
Yes.
What?
Huh?
What does that mean?
Midriff? Come on.
Midriff. Oh, I thought you said midroof.
Midriff.
Do you want to talk about midroof?
I don't know what a midriff is.
It's a Pokemon in Generation 12.
Yeah.
If that generation ever comes to exist.
Are you talking about a Bidoof?
No, a midroof. Generation 12. Bidoof is Generation 4.
I don't know anything about
the current generation's like 7 or 8 or something, I think. 8. 8. No.
Alright, so what are your thoughts on the midriff?
What is the midriff?
It's the midriff.
Midriff? Ooh, is this a fancy new Pokemon? I've never heard of this one.
Jesus Christ.
Ooh, sea diaphragm. I really love dictionaries.
Midriff, like R-I-F, M-I-D.
You mean riff mid?
Swear to God, Jack. It's great. It's great.
In fashion, midriff is the human abdomen.
Yeah.
The midriff is exposed when wearing a crop top. Oh, you're actually talking about this. Oh! Oh!
What did you think of
I was...
You're so confused.
I thought this had to be some sort of literary term. But
no, not at all. I was changing gears.
You were actually talking about the thing I thought you were... What?
Midriff.
Holy crap. I don't know. It was drawn.
Well, let me refresh your memory.
No, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's good.
Here, I'll refresh the viewer's memory too.
Isn't it great that it's not in like Isekai? Isn't that phenomenal?
Oop.
Hello?
What is with my sensor around this area right here?
I don't know, man.
Oh, my hand is being held at an angle. Nope. No, it is actually just wonky. Alright.
So, what were we talking about?
I'm giving up on drawing in that location, is what's going on.
Okay. So I suppose you found it pretty forgettable.
Oh right? Yeah, it was completely boring. I have no idea why we're making an episode about this.
At the time, it was the only thing I actually watched, so that's why.
Ah, I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah, no, none of the other heavy hitters were out, so. But the thing is, I'm more disappointed with most of the heavy hitters because they don't say anything. They're like they're just refusing. No, just said a no and like they're done.
Okay, sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yep, because I've definitely watched any of those heavy hitters.
Yeah, the Keon Annie or whatever.
Yeah, that's definitely what it's called.
No, it's just the Violet Evergarden. That's what it's. I'm just saying the studio first.
Yeah.
And the Trigger Show. It's just like both of them are just kind of mediocre.
Alright, I have drawn exactly what we're talking about.
Have you?
Midriff.
Are you sure? I don't see a midriff on the stream.
Did I fuck this up?
I don't know. I see the same picture.
What?
I see the same picture on the stream, bro.
You want to screenshot that?
Oh Jesus. Not again.
I wonder what that sounds like on stream.
Probably terrifying.
Like, please screenshot. Alt print screen Control V.
No, I look. There was just no proper midriff, you know. Not like what I was talking about. So, just is a little disappointed.
Oh wait, you actually can't see it on stream. I just realized.
Oh.
Do you want to know why?
God,
we were in the way.
I don't. Oh, we were in the way?
Yep, the Discord thing was in the way.
Oh, jeez.
Alright, it's up now.
Have you fixed it?
Yep.
Perfect.
Anyway, yeah, pretty mediocre. Right?
But look, not as aggressively bad as the rest of them, in my honest personal opinion. It doesn't seem to disappoint me as heavily, you know? That's a great midriff. Nice drawing.
Thanks.
This is a nice setup, you know, having us in the back and on the left talking.
So this thing that I'm circling right now was fucking driving me insane because I thought it was a blip on my screen for so long, but it's not.
Good.
I can erase it. Get out of here. Get the fuck out of here. That's just to scare more people. That one dot. Nope.
Maybe next stream we do it in 480p so I can actually watch it every now and then.
Have you considered just moving into an actual city?
I've
never talking to anyone?
A few times. I mean, look, I don't talk to anyone anyways, you know, it's kind of obvious that...
Yeah, so nothing would change.
Yeah, but do you know that in high urban dense areas, people talk and walk faster?
Yeah, but if you move to a bigger city, you can talk to people in higher... Or you can not talk to people in higher resolution.
Can you believe it? That sounds magical.
What a great digital era.
It sounds as magical as that midriff.
So I'm starting to notice that I'm literally just coloring the things that aren't there.
Okay. Okay. Now, what are you excited for this season?
Nothing.
Really? Yeah, me neither. At least I'm not going to be aggressively disappointed with Grancrest. I at least know what it's about.
Just passively disappointed.
Yeah, I don't expect it to like bring me anywhere that I need to be. Like it doesn't do like a berserk thing going or like anything that particular. It's not anything. It's not special. It's just generic. It's okay and it's generic, you know. And I think compared to being like really flashy, and also like not delivering on anything is a bit better than that, you know. Because everything else is like recreators. It's got this like promising premise that will probably catch on fire and burn, you know? None of it seems that good. I mean, they could be, right? But it would always be despite really shaky starts, I think. Or really, like, dull starts. Because I don't think they've actually been all that original or interesting. It's just they've been a lot more flashier. And I think I'm being pessimistic, but I didn't feel this way the last season, you know? Last season there were like there were a few really strong openings, you know, and openings that actually really let you on as to what everything would be about.
I watched exactly one series from last season.
Yeah, what was it?
That's a good question.
Was it Made in the Abyss?
That did not air last season.
Did it not?
It was Yokoso Jitsui Ryuko Shijo Shugi no.
What does that mean?
Blah blah blah.
What does that mean?
It was Bakato test, but like without fucking retarded characters. Only half retarded characters.
Can you repeat that? What?
It was Bakato test, but with instead of full retard characters, it was only half retard characters.
What happened in it? Because I don't understand what Bato test is.
Bakato test?
Yeah, I don't. Never heard of it. Don't understand it.
Lucky you.
What actually happened in it? What's the cast like?
So basically,
what is it like visually?
What happens is just like 4 classes, right?
Yeah.
And it's like a private school, right?
Sure.
And for whatever reason, nobody can get out. Not because there's no escape, but because like, you know, and then like all the main characters are in D class, and then D class is shit.
Wait.
And then they have to battle against other classes, just swap rankings.
You mean High School of the Elite, right? Oh my god.
Whatever it is, yeah.
You couldn't have just opened with that?
I mean, do you see that title? Oh, hey, that title is here, actually. Classroom of the Elite.
You couldn't have just said, like, oh, it's got that Chad gorilla in it?
That would have worked, yeah, I forgot about that. He's the only, like, useful part in the entire series. This guy's
He's the only really good character at this point. I think the rest of them they don't really go anywhere. I think it could be, if it was to Kerr, I think it could have been pretty good, you know? My honest opinion on it. But as it was, it did feel a bit half-baked to me.
So that's the thing. This had the exact same premise as Bakato Test, except Bakato Test was completely unbaked and was literal garbage, and anyone who appreciated it should just kill themselves. I mean, what?
Yeah, I mean, why not? Why not? Jeez Louise, man.
Not because they're a bad person, but because everyone should kill themselves.
Yeah, the entire world should just be people on a revolving door of just inhaling, yeah?
Yep.
I get it. I get it. Oh,
I mean, that's how all famous people go, right? Just like a bunch of Advil.
Oh, God.
So what you really need to do is actually, you need to get a giant can of nitrogen, a CPAP mask, and a CPAP tube, and some rubber cement, and then like you connect the rubber cement, or use the rubber cement to connect the CPAP tube and the nitrogen can. And then you put it on medium blast so you don't burst a lung, and then you just put the CPAP mask on.
I feel like we're getting a bit off track.
I have a feeling this is very much on topic. In a sense.
Is it?
Yeah. Very much so.
Okay. So, this has been a pretty great stream after a long hiatus. We were trying to simulate what it was like.
I think the last time we streamed was about the same time as the last time a chapter of Made in Abyss came out. And guess what came out last week?
We're the berserk of podcasts.
We also talk about Berserk a lot, sometimes. Not this time.
I could Berserk for like...
I guess there's no comparisons to Berserk to be made this time, is the problem.
I mean, look, I can compare anything to Berserk. It's like when you're on Wikipedia and like how many like little...
How many clicks to Hitler?
Hyperlink, yeah, exactly. Just play that game. But it's just like Berserk, I could just do it, you know? Yeah, I can get it back there.
How many clicks to go from this to Berserk? I guess we're already on Berserk. How many clicks from Grancrest Senki to Berserk?
Give
me an estimate.
A few.
Alright, so Grancrest Senki. What's Grancrest Senki about?
Well, it's got the fantasy elements, right? And it's got the demons.
Alright, what's fantasy about? Oh, okay, actually no. Let's go demons. What are demons about?
Look, it should be more like Berserk later on.
Shit, man. That, like, you just ignored my click and we were already there. Alright.
Yeah, no, it's actually
that's
true.
I
can substantiate it.
Yep.
Because it starts off light, but it's not afraid to show gore. It's not afraid to like show gore, and
just
it's not
like
afraid
Berserk.
to...
Wow.
No, I'm just saying it's open to getting darker, and in the second episode there's more characters. So I think...
But then it gets lighter later on, and there's magical girls?
See, it's not a harem too. So I think it's also a plus side for it. So what I'm getting at is...
Berserk? Okay, this color literally looks like poo.
Good job. So what I'm saying is, it should be Berserk.
Just like everything else, right?
No, not like everything else. But I think there's some elements of Berserk that could be good in a lot of places.
What would you do if there were 100 volumes of Berserk?
I'd get busy reading. I don't know if like are they what quality?
What if I told you that I've actually been holding? They're all 60 FPS.
What does that mean? What are they like? Are they
just means you can read really
Falcon?
fast.
Are they Fantasia, Millennium Falcon? Like what arc are we talking about?
They're all Berserk 2017 manga readaptation.
Okay, well, I don't think I'm okay. If it was 1997, we could probably talk about it, but...
What if I told you that on my shelf I had a bunch of B4 paper, which is the manga paper, I think, if I remember that right? On that paper, I printed off every single frame of Berserk 2017.
I would consider starting a bonfire and live streaming it on the r/Berserk subreddit. I'm not joking. I'm completely serious right now.
But there's only like 2 pages.
What?
Because like
there's a few more
it's
frames
one page per frame. What?
Huh?
How many frames were there on your Berserk 2017?
Way too many, or too little. Shit. I'm not 100% sure. Some of the transitions were a little sketchy, let me tell you. Also, that South Park walk. I mean, come on. Look, if Berserk did anything, it would be fucking hilarious to actually pay attention to. The amount of like goofy nonsense that came out of like a world-class, world-famous, influential piece of work, like, oh my god. It's so bad. It's really a sad day for America and the world.
That didn't really sound like English, but okay.
Anyways.
Of course. Anyways.
So, are we cool now? That's it?
I guess. I don't know.
So it just seems like we've run out of steam. Like, I'm willing to talk, but like...
It's almost like it's the morning.
It's 12 a.m. It's not the morning.
It is the morning, actually. That is how morning is defined, generally.
It's not defined like that, though. Don't call 4 a.m. the morning.
I've woken up at 4 a.m. before.
4 a.m. is the night. 3 a.m. is the night. You don't have breakfast at 3 a.m. Just saying.
You don't? Right?
It's not the morning.
I think you need to get a better schedule, man.
So I don't know, man. I think my schedule's okay as is. Anyways,
I think we need to sell this masterpiece first.
I've been Mark. This has been Jack, and we're pretty much done.
I'm not Jack. I'm Mark. You're being prematurely. Stop being prematurely.
Look, I can't refer to you as being prematurely. There's not even...
You're being too prematurely, man.
Oh god.
Okay, I'm death itself.
Okay.
And this has been waifu anti-warfare, I guess, this time? I don't know.
Possibly. I mean, I don't know, man. Well, this has been fun. Over and out. Did you cut the stream yet?
Nope.
Okay, cool.
I'm still drawing random crap.
Oh my god, how long should I stay in the call, or are you just gonna draw?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, you should. I gotta finish drawing random crap.
That's good. Ah, god.
So, if you had a question, what would it be and why?
If I had a question, I would say, could you predict the future if you could gather like 90% or like 95% of the sensory data available to humanity as of this moment? Assuming you upscale correctly.
That's a good question. How the fuck did you come up with something so good?
I don't think it's a good question. I've just been thinking about it for a while. Just the sheer volume of data and like...
I'm gonna propose an answer, and I would challenge you to refute it.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay. I thought about refuting it, but...
Oh no, I won't accept anything other than 99% accuracy scientific proof.
Okay.
Or 99.999995. Standard deviation.
You see... Yeah, I don't know.
If you can mathematically prove it,
that.
that's even better.
If I can mathematically prove it? Is that what you said?
Yeah. End it with a QED.
You are unbearable. Oh.
The greatest part is, what even is math? Who knows? I definitely don't have any reason to know that. Wait.
I'm not sure what you're trying to say.
Who knows? I don't either. It's like 12:30 a.m. I have no idea what I'm saying.
Alright, let's time to call
Normally,
it a
when
night,
it gets
man.
this late, I start talking to people about suicide. But we already did that, so I don't know. What do we talk about now?
Are you suicidal? Is this what I'm learning
That's
about
a
you,
good
Jack?
Question. Who's Jack?
Or are you just thinking about suicide? Conceptually.
Do I even know the answer to that? Is another good question.
Look, you gotta wait for those.
Hey, I'm gonna make these tentacles green. I'm also gonna make them tentacles.
Jack, you gotta wait for those full haptic bodysuits with VR. That's what you gotta wait for.
I mean, that's basically suicide.
It's not suicide. It's got nothing to do with suicide. I'm just saying. If you want something to look forward to, gaming and that, man.
I just make one of those.
Yeah. You sure? I'm sure you should have fun tinkering with that for 2 years before you get it properly working.
I mean, it'll work, and it'll just be super buggy at first.
Yeah, man. It's just super, super buggy. Or focus on professorship or what have you, and... Or you still want to be a professor?
Oh fuck, man, are you doxing me? I'm
kind
Professor
of.
Pickle.
Well, I'm not really doxing you.
Dude, join
That's not a dox. There's no
my
personal
Twitter is
details here.
@Professor Pickle. I am a pickle. That's why I'm coloring things green. These aren't tentacles, they're pickles.
Oh, God. Anyways,
what? Are you planning to leave?
I don't know, man.
I'm afraid you're trapped here for the next 10 minutes while I color things green.
I'm not really trapped. I can always just peace out, because we don't really talk about it anymore.
I'm gonna make that even more confusing.
Once you start drawing, you just get crazy. Oh, man. Have you caught up on Berserk?
Nope.
Okay.
Volume 35.
Okay, so you're not even caught
I
up.
finished volume 35.
This volume 38 just came out, I think, right?
Something like that. I don't know.
How are you not caught up to volume 38, dude? Come on, bro.
I don't know, I guess...
This isn't like Naruto.
I'm so far behind, I might as well
70.
just kill myself at this point, right?
Yeah, there's always one solution to every problem, I'm sure.
I'm already dying anyway, it doesn't matter.
You have lung cancer or something? Is that it?
I suppose there's a non-zero possibility.
It's starting to sound like that, man. Do you have a cold? Can you explain this? What's happening? Are you trying to drink
I have lung
water
cancer.
like that?
I have lung cancer.
Okay.
I haven't told my family, please don't tell anyone.
Yeah, my sympathies.
I too have experienced lung cancer.
If you, no, I haven't. If you have problems
oh fuck, you're pretending that...
If you have problems paying for the treatment, you can always go the Breaking Bad route and cook drugs.
I don't have any chemistry beyond high school.
Or I guess you can program, like, sketchy video games that steal people's information.
I'll do blockchain chemistry.
The fuck's... People have been attaching blockchain to almost everything. It's the most retarded...
It's completely pointless, but, you know.
I don't understand.
Blockchain, man. Blockchain.
Blockchain. Do you understand blocks and
chain?
I just want to tell those people just suck my dick. There's too many of them out there. You need a bit of opposition. How's that drawing going?
It's not really going, but you know, it's okay.
Good.
Alright, now I've got to make the hardest decision.
To delete it? Is that it?
What skin tone do I make this guy?
Poop brown.
Poop
obviously.
brown.
Or diarrhea red.
Can I get an even more poopy poop brown? Diarrhea. I like that.
Diarrhea brown. Yeah. Has to be, right?
Ooh, vomit green.
Okay, bro.
Alright, this person has a skin tone of vomit green. And let's give him, I don't know, brown shirt. I mean, that was perfectly executed, and I chose every piece of it. And this painting is, this MS Paint painting is worth $1 million. Buy now. Send it to my Bitcoin address.
Is it 5 big bitcoins or is it 10 now? I'm not sure.
My Bitcoin address is 1.
Yeah, but how much is $1 million now? Is it 5 or 10 bitcoins? I don't remember.
Depends what you mean by dollar.
How about a unit of currency?
It's somewhere around like 70 or 80, I think, maybe.
70 or 80 bitcoin. Oh, jeez. Remember when bitcoins were like a few bucks?
Yep.
Aren't you disappointed we didn't buy in?
Nope.
No?
No.
They are a pain to sell though, aren't they?
Yes, that's it.
Can you imagine doing a Bitcoin heist?
I mean,
You do a Bitcoin
I pickpocket
heist.
Bitcoin all the time.
Let's do this. You do a Bitcoin heist. You go to a guy's house, get like his hard drive or whatever. Then you take that back to your place. By that time, Bitcoin's just like worth nothing. It's worth less than the gas in your car. That's the real risk. Oh, God. Anyways, it's 12:35.
So I'm just gonna display this image before we leave. Just so people can rip it, of course. So I need to figure out how to do that. Of course.
Okay.
Okay. There's the finished product.
We did it. Our first podcast's back.
Our first regret.
I wouldn't go that far. Regret sounds like one of those weird things that people do. I don't do regret. I do disappointment.
Fancy.
Anyways, Jack, are we cool? Is the stream done?
Yeah, sure, Jack. It's not off.
It's not off.
It's not off.
Oh my god. What's wrong with you, dude? What's wrong with you?
Alright, and this has been All's Fair in Waifu Warfare, episode 2.1, I guess. We definitely talked about some stuff for like an hour or something. I don't know. Have fun.
Yeah, about an hour. Bye.
This is... Yeah. This is...
What? Have you actually turned it off, or are we just stuck?
I turned it off as you said that.
Okay.
Oh, no, sorry, we're still recording, so this is on the YouTube stream now.
Good job. Wait till the YouTube stream.
Yep, so this is on YouTube, but not on... I mean, nobody was watching on Twitch anyway.
Yeah, I guess so.
Alright, once again, this is...
Bye!